Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Danny Laurel. Philippine Special Envoy to China Teddy Locsin is facing heavy criticism over his recent tweet on Palestine. In a now deleted post on X, Locsin said, quote, "That is why Palestinian children should be killed. They might grow up to become as gullible as innocent Palestinians letting Hamas launch missiles at Israel," unquote. Locsin said this in response to another user's tweet about the hardships faced by Palestinians and how they are being used by Hamas militants. Locsin has since clarified his post, saying it was a, quote, sarcastic response to a tweet. Locsin also apologized to those who misconstrued his sentiments. He said he was not advocating for the literal death of anyone, but rather the end of any ideology that condones terrorism in any way, shape, or form. Meanwhile, Hamas has released 2 American hostages who were abducted in southern Israel last October 7th. Mother and daughter Judith and Natalie Rainin were taken from Nahal Oz kibbutz, that's near the Gaza border, while on their way to a military base in central Israel. They were the first hostages to be freed since Hamas burst into Israel nearly 2 weeks ago. A spokesman for Hamas's armed wing said the 2 were released in response to mediation efforts by Qatar. Meanwhile, the father and ex-husband of the 2 American hostages said he was able to speak with his daughter on the phone while she was with the Israeli Defense Forces. Families are now hoping for the release of more hostages being held by Hamas.
I've been waiting for this moment for a long time, for 2 weeks. I haven't been sleeping for 2 weeks. Tonight I'm going to sleep good. I spoke with my daughter. She was very happy and she's waiting to come home. Her mother has a little scratch on her hand, but she told me it's nothing. She's okay. I spoke earlier with President Biden. I thank him for his concern, for his helping with the release of them.
We'll be back with more stories after this break. Keep it here on One News. And you're still watching One News Now. I'm Danny Laurel. Some organizations in UP Diliman are facing possible sanctions. It's after allegedly coming up with a list of inappropriate dares for applicants. Marian Enriquez with the details.
The so-called dare games of some organizations in the University of the Philippines Diliman went viral on social media, and for all the wrong reasons. A leaked list on Reddit showed that among the dares for members include picking up feces of animals in the sunken garden and rubbing it all over their hands, the licking of pavements, finishing a whole 700 ml bottle of gin and walking 5 steps forward. Now, if you think those are already terrible, other dares are more sexual in nature. These include stripteasing for 2 minutes, working out shirtless while moaning, twisting on other guys' nipples, and even back-hugging their grandmothers or mothers and grabbing their breasts from behind. 2 organizations are involved in the issue, the UP Junior Marketing Association or JMA and the UP Economic Society or ECOSOC. According to the organizations, the dares are voluntary. But even if that is true, the university says it does not condone such acts. UP is currently investigating the issue. Their Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs says initiation rites are common among fraternities, but this is the first time they've heard of such activities in school organizations. The UP administration is still finding out if there have been complaints filed on the matter. They're also calling on students to come forward if they have been victims of harassment or if their rights have been violated.
Maganda kung may mga patunay talaga na nangyari itong mga to at sa patunay hindi yung third party na account kundi mismo mula sa mga taong personal na nakaranas upang agad nating ma-rectify. Walang lugar ang anumang uri ng karahasan o pangmamaliit sa dignidad, sexual or otherwise. Lahat yan ay tinututulan at kinukondena ng universidad.
The organization may face suspension or lose their accreditation if the accusations against them are proven. And if there are individual students involved, they may also face disciplinary actions, from suspension to expulsion. For News 5, Marian Enriquez, we are One News.
Here's a quick look at today's other top stories. Attorney Melvin Matibag has resigned as Secretary General of PDP Laban, citing differences in opinion with the party leadership over the issue of confidential funds. Matibag believes that civilian offices like the Office of the Vice President and the DepEd should not be given CIFs. President Bongbong Marcos says other countries in the Gulf region have also signified interest in the Maharlika Investment Fund. Now, this comes after Marcos's recent trip to Saudi Arabia for the ASEAN Gulf Cooperation Council Summit. And trucks carrying humanitarian aid into war-torn Gaza have started passing through the Rafah border crossing. The territory has been placed under total siege by Israel with no food, water, medicine, or fuel entering. UN officials say at least 100 trucks a day are required to cover the urgent needs in Gaza. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 12 noon as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Danny Laurel. We are One News.